I'm your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. Stopping by for conversation and a drink today is an OG original. A master wordsmith, a hardcore word assassin, a Grammy Award winning artist, one of the greatest rappers of all time. He helped shape the way hip hop is viewed worldwide. He defined the term lyricist. He sold over 500,000 albums before CDs, streams, and social media. A pioneer from the golden era. He transformed live performance. He revolutionized hip hop fashion. A legendary entertainer, actor, songwriter, producer, and a model. One of the most influential and skilled, respected MCs ever. He's been active for over 40 years. An icon, a Hall of Famer, royalty, Brooklyn born, a key to the borough. Here he is, one of the greatest lyricists of all time. Big Daddy Kane. Kane, my brother. When you hear me read off those accolades after being in the business for 40 years, what are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I guess the main thing that come to mind is it's only been 37.
I added 3 extra years to that thing, huh?
Yeah. But it's all good. I take it, man. I take it. I mean, this is just something that, I started doing as a kid and realizing that I have a voice and people want to hear it. I've tried to do the right thing with it and, promote the right message. So, all these, decades later to have people, giving you accolades and flowers and things of that nature, I think it's a blessing, man,
When you got started, I mean, in the very, because this thing goes back, DJ Hurt.
Kool Herc. Yeah.
DJ Kool Herc, in the Bronx. And you got Melly Mel, they started this thing. So is that when you got hooked? Because prior to that, there was nothing else. So how did you, this is what I want to do?
Back when Herc and Africa Bambaataa and Grandmaster Flash Northam started, I was probably about 5 years old.
Right.
So I was really, playing with toys and things of that nature. It wasn't until 1977 I heard a DJ in Brooklyn by the name of Master D.
Okay.
And he threw on Love Is the Message by MFSB, and I seen the craziest thing in the world. I just seen all the mature teens and adults line up by the DJ booth.
Okay.
And they all just around there getting on the mic, dip, die, socialize, the age of one. And I'd never seen nothing like that before. That was 77. So hip hop had already been going on in the Bronx. But this was in Brooklyn, my first time really seeing it. And I was like, all right, I don't know what that is, but I want to be a part.
You want to be a part of it.
So you're right, yeah.
Kane, how did you find your voice? Because how did you find okay, this is kind of the message that I'm going to deliver, because you're great with wordplay. And you KRS-One, we're going to get through the backdrop of that. But how did you decide to say, you know what, this is kind of the direction I want to go?
Well, you talking about lyrically?
Yes.
Well, I'm from Brooklyn. So as a kid, it's nothing like you want to play outside and have fun. But, when you see a Coupe de Ville, El Dorado, or a Deuce and a Quarter pull up, and one of the pimps and the hustlers get out, you rush over there.
Right.
Because they're going to give you like a dub. They're going to give you like a 20 spot just to run to the store to either get them a bill or a Lucy.
Right.
And tell you to keep the change. So you're around that type of element. And then you're hearing them talk. And the way they talk, and everybody just fascinated with it. Oh! And they stand there. I remember one of my first rhymes, I used something I heard one of the older hustler dudes say. One of my first rhymes, I said, I know the tricks, I know the trades, and I'm sharp as a motherfucking razor blade. That was something older dudes say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm a kid putting that in a rhyme. You see? So it was like, I'm like, I just want to have that slick talk, Yeah.
Brooklyn, you mentioned Brooklyn. What is it in the water? What is it in the soil? Yourself, Biggie, Jay-Z, Kim, Foxy, Mos Def, Busta, Fab, Pop Smoke, Joey Badass. What is it about that borough that's been able to produce this?
I think that quality of uniqueness, I just think that Brooklyn just got their own way of doing things.
Right.
We have our own way of doing things. I just, think that plays a major part, from what we seen in the streets in Brooklyn and how it impacted us in a way where this is what we want to talk about.
Okay. Were you the first man from Brooklyn?
No, Houdini.
Oh, okay.
Houdini. First mainstream, first hip hop sex symbols. Houdini. Yeah.
I remember in 1986, I saw Houdini, I saw Run DMC, I saw the Fat Boys, I saw about 5 groups at Savannah Civic Center. I'll never forget. 1986, and it was unbelievable. And now that you mentioned, I was like, I did not know they were from Brooklyn.
Yeah, Houdini's from Brooklyn, Fat Boys. Yeah. I think, if I'm correct, I believe the first MC to have a recording deal from Brooklyn was Jimmy Spicer. He had a song called Super Rhymes and Dollar Bill, y'all. But Houdini were like the first to impact.
Knowing what you know now, is that when you look back at it, and you didn't know that there were going to be so many more that come after you, but did you feel like an obligation, like, okay, I'm from Brooklyn, you know, Houdini, but the first to like get on there individually and do your thing, did you feel like you had to start this thing off, hold it up, because they were going to be coming after you, or did you not think that far in advance?
I felt like I wanted to try to help other talented artists get established. That's what I felt, because that's how I got on. You know, I mean, I started rapping in '82. I was making demos and things of that nature, and no one was checking for me. I couldn't get a record deal to save my life. Then in '84, I met Biz Markie.
Is that where y'all started for the Juice Crew?
Well, Juice Crew was before Biz.
Okay.
That was with Mr. Magic.
You're right.
Yeah, Mr. Magic, you know, Fly Tie and all them, you know. Roxanne Shante was the first artist.
MC Shan was it?
Yeah, Roxanne Shante was the first artist, then Shan, Craig G, and then Biz, I believe. But Biz, I met him before he even had a deal.
Okay.
And I met him, we battled.
Yeah.
We battled. And after the battle, you know, he says, yo, you dope, you should get down with me. You know, I do a lot of shows, we make a little bit of money, and I promise you I'm gonna get you a record deal. So that's who believed in me. That's who put me on the stage for the first time.
Okay.
So I mean, with everything that Biz did for me, you know, once I, you know, got out in the public, I wanted to try to do that for other artists.
So you each one teach one, and someone gave you an opportunity. So now naturally you feel it's Kane's job to give back like somebody gave to me. Everybody don't look that way. A lot of times people get put on realizing someone helped cut them on. Now I'm gonna pull the ladder up because I don't want nobody else to get on.
Yeah. There's a lot of selfish thinking. I've seen it, I've experienced it, but you know, that's not my style.
Right.
You know, yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Week 3 of football was very entertaining. Those blocked field goals that led to touchdowns, both by the Jets and the Eagles, were crazy. Jalen Hurts and the offense really showed up too. And don't get me started on Jonathan Taylor and the Colts. They had a date. Making picks on Prize Picks is simple. Be sure you download the app for the upcoming games. Which players are going off, which players aren't. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app today. Use code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You were Biggie's favorite rapper. Did you met Biggie?
Yeah. I've been around Big twice.
Okay.
But we had 3 phone calls. You know, it was always funny, you know, too, because we didn't have a direct connection. It was my DJ, Mr. C.
Okay.
Who would call and put us on the phone together. And when he clicked Big in, first thing he say, the real B.I.G. That's the first thing we just laugh and whatnot. Then he tell me what's on his mind, But I mean, he was someone that I had so much respect for, man, and I thought was super talented, because I've seen a lot of MCs, develop, their style and become better throughout the years, I saw Biggie do this in like a year.
Yes.
In like 1 year, I seen him go from here to here lyrically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, had he lived, I think he would have probably been the greatest MC ever.
Wow. Did you know that he had that ability? Because like you said, it wasn't long. It wasn't like he had a 5-year or 10-year career. It like he blew up and then it was gone. Just like that.
I mean, it's the type of thing where back then when Mr. C was trying to get him a deal, C would be like, yo, he don't remind you of you? Nah. And then he came out with, I believe, Party and Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he rocking. And he's like,
Party and
yeah. And he's asked me again. He's like, yo, you don't, because see, Biggie talked about stuff I didn't talk about.
Correct.
See what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I don't see it. Then when he came out with the remix for One More Chance, you know, and when I'm like, however, I stay Coogee down to the socks. I called C that time.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. I see it now.
I see it.
I see it. Yeah. I was like, yeah, he's a monster.
Biggie invited you to one of Tupac shows. How did you and Tupac get?
I was performing at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
For the Budweiser Superfest.
Okay.
And Biggie wanted to come.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, you know. And Biggie was hanging with Pac because he was in New York filming Above the Rim.
Okay.
So he asked, could Pac come?
Okay.
And I was like, absolutely, because I knew Pac when he was dancing for Digital Underground.
Yeah.
You know, because they were the opening act on my first tour. So I'd known Pac for that, you know.
Right.
So I was like, absolutely, yeah, bring him. So when they brought him, I called them, you know, both on stage.
Right.
And let them freestyle, you know.
Damn.
Yeah.
How often does that happen? That someone of your ilk, caliber, invite somebody on stage, y'all go ahead and freestyle it?
Well, the reason I do it a lot, but the reason I really wanted to do it that particular night is because when I first got on, Bobby Brown did it for me.
Oh,
You
okay.
know?
Yes.
Because this is when they wasn't really letting hip hop in the garden like that, you know. I think maybe the last ones to be there might have been like Run DMC or LL, you know. So like Bobby Brown had a show, you know, his first solo album, and he let me get on and rock with him and perform one of my songs. So here's Biggie, a new up and coming artist. Here's Pac, you know, he filming a movie. Fat Joe also, but I ran out of time. I couldn't let Joe on.
Right.
But they was telling me 5 minutes left. Yeah. But I was like, y'all come on, you know, rock.
You know, Joe gonna tell that story. Joe gonna say you had 25 minutes left. You know, Joe gonna add some yeast to that thing so that thing grow now.
No, listen, let me explain something to you. Ain't nothing better than watching Pajokio do his thing.
Pajokio, come on, okay?
when he getting in his element. I love it. I love it. But I'm gonna let the world know straight up. He telling the truth when he say that he was there and was supposed to get on that particular night at Madison Square Garden. Joe telling the truth.
Because you know people say, man, you wasn't supposed to go on with Kane. Kane wasn't about to let you on.
Nah, he's telling the straight up truth. And in all honesty, it was something that, you know, really bothered me.
Right.
Because, you know, because he was a new artist at the time. So that would have been a good look for him. But they were like 5 minutes, and I still hadn't done Warm Up Kane or Ain't No Half Stepping, so I didn't have no time.
You had no time to get him on. Did you ever get in the studio with Pac? Did you ever see Pac in the studio?
We worked together. Before, like a year before he passed, Suge Knight wanted to start Death Row East.
Right.
And, you know, he invited me out. We went out to a Tyson fight, and you know, we talked about working, and then we left Vegas and flew right back to LA. Right. I went in the studio, and I recorded a song called Wherever You Are with Pac. I wrote a song for Hammer called What You Gonna Do For Me, and me, Pac, and Hammer, all three of us did a song together called Too Late Player, all in the same night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Suge offered you an opportunity. Did he try to sign you to Death Row East?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you didn't sign?
It was like, he asked me what did I want. I said $400,000 an album. I didn't, because I'm checking the temperature, because at that point in time, no one was really trying to sign me. So I'm trying to check the temperature in the room, you know. So I didn't want to go hard, so I said 400,000. He was like, "That's a strange number. 400. Why wouldn't you just simply say 500?" Okay, 500. And he like, "Man, you Big Daddy Kane, man." He was like, "I have to make the dog pound. I have to make, I forgot the other artists he mentioned. I have to, make them. You already an established name. I would be insulting you to give you less than $1 million." Okay, cool. And I mean, I thought we had a deal.
Right.
But then he said, "Look, I don't know about your financial status right now, but if you need a little something, I can, give you a little 100,000 right now, to take with you, And then that's what made me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. You felt that you took that 100,000, you was gonna be indebted to this man.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
that just felt like a gangster move, and I was like, nah, I'm good, man, I'm good, and I didn't do it.
Yeah. Biggie was 24 when he passed. Pac was 25 when he passed. Given what they were doing at the time of their untimely demise, how big do you think they would have been? Let's just say they live another 10 years, another 15, another 20 years.
I think that Pac would have probably been the Michael Jackson of hip hop.
Wow.
Because you got to understand, not only did women love Pac, men love Pac.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Men, like women wanted to be with Pac, men wanted to be like Pac. So I mean, he was a very, very powerful figure. Anytime you pass away and people have sightings of you, that's when you're a bad dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
True.
Like
people still swear out that Michael Jackson's still alive.
Yeah.
People still swear out Elvis Presley's alive.
Right.
People doing that with Pac.
Right. How much do you think him being something that he's not played a role? Because a lot of people say Pac wasn't what he was rapping about, what he was pretending to be. This thug life, and he had California, tatted on him. He wasn't that. Do you think that played a role in his demise?
I think that Pac had a lot of hood ways in him. I think that Pac was a real dude. I think that Pac was a good dude. I think that the bad thing was just that he was easily influenced. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he wasn't about it, he wasn't real. I think that he was just easily influenced.
He was a chameleon because he get with executives, be it TV or music execs, and he was charming, he was charismatic. Now, all of a sudden, he gets with people that live that lifestyle. He could convince you that he's about that lifestyle.
But you see, you gotta understand, when he was a dancer for Digital Underground,
yeah,
I don't know how many nights there would be where I would have to sit him, and it was him and Money B.
Yeah.
Money B wasn't doing that.
Right.
Pac and my dancers, Scoob and Scrap.
Yeah.
I'd have to sit them down like, yo, why are y'all fighting at an after party? Why are y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen that side of Pac before he was Pac.
Right.
I've seen that side. I've seen him, get into it and romp with cats, after a show or backstage. I've seen that side.
What was that about though, Kane? Because you're like, he's up and coming, and then he is at an after party, he's squabbling at an after party. Why? You don't have to do that.
We all did that dumb shit, man. You can't just put that on Pac.
Right.
We all did that.
Right.
Man,
the things you're going through. I mean, you think about it, he passed at 25, so he had to be what, a late teenager, early 20s?
You ain't never had a fight at an after party?
Nah.
Come on, Shaq.
Nah. I ain't never had no fight at no after party.
But then again, you a big ass dude, so they probably ain't want that smoke. So it's yeah.
Let me ask you this though, Kane. If you could go back and do anything different in your career, what would it be?
If I could do anything different, I don't know. That's a dangerous thing to do. I don't know if I really want to.
You ain't trying to rewrite history.
Yeah, I don't think I want to mess up what I have. Yeah. I don't think I want to do that.
The money was money. I mean, look, there was no internet. There was no streaming. You were selling hard copy albums
Mm-hmm.
and
CDs.
CDs.
Mhm.
So you had to have somebody go wait in the line for this drop, and the line be around the building. That was a powerful thing back then.
Oh yeah. Now I used to love like stuff like that. Like I remember like on me and Albie Shore, we dropped like around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So Warner Brothers had us out on a promotional tour, and I get every day, you know, we just there clowning and joking and having a good time, and to like come in a record store and see the line, like you said, wrapping around the corner. Oh man, beautiful thing, man. I sit there and start acting silly and whatnot, you know, as they start coming in, you know, me and Al sitting there. I'm like, all right, all the light-skinned fans on this side, dark-skinned fans over here. You know?
Do you think will it ever be like that again, Kane?
No.
Will music ever sell like that? Will people ever line up to want to hear a record, to go purchase a physical copy of a record or a CD? Will it ever be like that again, or are we relegated to streams and other forms of receiving that?
I think that it's like that right now, just not as strong.
Okay.
You have artists that's selling vinyl for like $250 a copy, you know, and people are buying it, they're purchasing it, you know. So it's happening. It does exist. But will it be at the forefront like it was before? I doubt it. Because the world has pretty much become, you know, a fast food. The world is fast food now. So it's going to be really, really hard.
People ain't trying to wait on nothing, Kane.
Nah.
I mean, hey, they don't want to go to the grocery store. They call somebody. They call somebody to shop for them. They call Uber Eats. They call DoorDash. They call.
No. Hold this one. People don't even want to wait on the truth.
Wow.
It's not about, you know, getting the story right. It's about getting the story first. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Okay, what have you learned about money?
What I learned about money, I mean, you know, for one, you know, you have to protect it. You have to protect it and spend it wisely, you know. And
but how does a young man that's coming into a large sum of money, coming up from the background a lot of us came up from, impoverished background, maybe it wasn't a two-parent home, it was a mom or a grandmom, and you've never had, and you get this sum of money and all the things that you've ever wanted as a child or as a young man, you get an opportunity to get it all at once. You can get whatever you want, as much as you want. How does one refrain from being reckless? Because when we get money, Kane, and we in our 20s, we think we're gonna be getting money like this in our 30s, 40s, 50s.
yeah,
So it ain't gonna end.
that's the mentality. But, you know, you have to understand that, you know, there was always someone before you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There was Run DMC before me. There was a Melly Mel before me. You know, there was a Jim Brown before you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you have to understand there was someone before me.
You were, but to see rappers what they become, they fly private. They got. I mean, I saw Drake. I was like, whoa, man, that Joe got a 767. Decked out. These guys, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars, nothing for these guys now a year. Kane probably looking back like, damn, I'm just 40 years too soon.
Well said, man. Well said. But you know, I am so happy for these cats. Like, you know, when I see that, you know, when I hear about Drake's success, Jay-Z's success, you know, I love hearing those stories because I know how difficult, especially with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Because this is someone who I tried to get a deal for in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? And no one was receptive. So to see this dude become a billionaire, I'm like, in their face, yes. You know, I love it.
Right.
You know, and then that goes for the rest of them as well, you know.
Kane, what is the biggest difference with rap when you was coming up and moving it to the forefront? Let's just say when you first started, and then say the first 10 years versus what you see now in the rap game.
Well, I mean, I have this conversation with a lot of people all the time when they're against certain things that artists of today do. I try to explain to them that, you know, when we were doing it, you know, like the first rap song came out 79.
Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah.
Rap with Delight?
Yeah. That's 79.
Yeah.
I got a deal in 88. That's 9 years later.
Correct.
Even at that point, hip hop wasn't respected as a music genre.
No.
You know, we wasn't really acknowledged.
Nope.
And damn near couldn't really get on the radio.
No.
Even at that point, you know.
Even
So,
MTV didn't really play y'all like that, and you didn't get the Grammys, didn't acknowledge you until 92.
there you go. So it's like, it's the type of thing where I try to explain to a lot of artists, you know, from my era. It's like, you got to separate the culture from the genre, because now hip hop is a genre. It's a music genre, just like R&B, just like rock, you know, just like pop. And let's just look at R&B. Two of the greatest R&B vocalists ever: Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross. Two of the greatest ever. Both of them had writers. So you see, like an artist of today, you be like, yo, so he not even writing his own stuff.
Yeah.
He ain't hip hop. It's like, culturally speaking, we didn't do that. I still don't do that.
Right.
I let someone write a hook, but not my verse.
Okay.
You know, that's because I'm a part of the culture. I'm from that era, from that cloth. But artists today, they're coming out in this thing as it's a hip hop genre. So they're looking at themselves as artists, not as MCs. So, you know, it's different to them.
And some of it is still hardcore, because I hear that, man, he don't even write, he got ghostwriters, he got this. But I never heard anybody say, well, Whitney can't sing because she didn't write the song. Mariah can't sing because she didn't write the song. I never hear that with other genres except rap.
That's because it's like, it's people that understand the culture, that understand hip hop culture. You know, because like what we call biting, today they call paying homage.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just different. Like, I mean, even like what we called a freestyle in the 70s and 80s. Today they call it a written rhyme.
Right. Yeah, because freestyle, I'm thinking, okay, they say, hey, coming to the mic, hey, to freestyle this is Kane. Okay, they start playing a beat. You going through, okay, how you want to, you know, and then you go. If you already got the song in your head, you already know what you're going to say, and they drop a beat. That ain't a freestyle. A freestyle means you got to come up there and give it to them free.
That's today's definition. You know? No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
Because that is today's definition.
Okay.
But back in the 80s, we said off the dome.
Yes.
70s, they said off the top.
Right.
Today they say freestyle. With us, if you write a rhyme and it's not about a girl, it's not about poverty, you know, it's not no gangster stuff about, you know, who you shot up. It's just a rhyme just bragging about how dope you are. That rhyme that you wrote, that's called a freestyle, because it's free of style.
Right.
You're not talking about no specific subject matter.
Oh, okay.
So that's what a freestyle.
That's what a freestyle is.
Back in the
Free
days.
is that you're not talking about anything specific.
Right. Yeah.
Off the dome. So you just going up there and you just talking about
What they call freestyle now is what we called off the dome back in the days.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You just say the first thing come to mind and make it rhyme, you know?
Right. But what happened to the lyricists? Where did they go? Did all y'all retire at once, Kane? did all y'all, hey, I'm up out of here. I'm up, May, well, you leaving, I'm leaving. Where are they now? You know, the story that used to come on TV, like the athletes or whomever, the entertainers, where are they now? Where are the lyricists now?
Kendrick Lamar is a great lyricist.
Okay. J. Cole?
Conway the Machine is a great lyricist. Benny the Butcher.
Oh, okay, really?
Great lyricist.
Okay.
Lady London is a magnificent lyricist. J. Cole is my favorite of this era.
Really?
My favorite.
Okay.
You know, great lyricists. So they're there.
They're there.
They're there. It's just that music is going through this phase where it's, you know, the fans ain't really focused on the lyrics. When you, like, you talk to someone, you ask them about a song, the first thing they say is, yo, yeah, that's a vibe. You know, like the disco era.
Yes.
You know, you can, as long as you can hear that,
Yeah.
you didn't care what nobody was singing. You know what I'm saying? It was vibe.
True.
You know?
Streaming now. Where are you on streaming? You cool with it?
Well, I mean, I don't know music out, you know, so, you know, it is what it is. I wish it was different because I understand that, you know, artists are not getting the money that they're supposed to, and they're being paid less for streams.
Right.
So,
Then they would a hard copy.
yeah,
Physical.
you know. So I mean, I'm sympathetic, you know, for the younger generation that's coming out trying to make music, if that's what they plan to do for their livelihood.
Right.
You know, because it's going to be very difficult, you know, depending on streams.
Right.
You know.
Kane, when you sold 500,000 copies, did you realize what a feat, what you had accomplished? Did you understand at that moment what you had done?
I mean, yeah, they gave me the gold record, so I knew what I did, but it's just that that's never been my mentality.
Right.
You know? My Grammy, let me see, I got it in 90, maybe, 91. I can't remember what year it was. I mean, I never put it up until like 2000. You know, my whole thing was this. What meant the most to me was someone coming up to me saying, yo, man, your music got me through high school. Your music got me through college.
Right.
Your music got me through Desert Storm. That's what meant, those were the rewards.
Right.
Those were the most important things to me. Because I'm doing this for my fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not for a Grammy or a Soul Train Award,
right,
or, you know. If I get it, cool.
Oh, you're appreciative of it, but
yeah, I'm appreciative, but that's not what I set out to do.
Right.
That's not why I made music. You know?
Your catalog. You own your catalog?
Not yet.
But you gonna get it.
Allah
That's the
willing.
goal.
I mean, Allah willing. I hope so, man. You know? Yeah.
Prince, he never let anybody sample his songs, but you got one. How?
I don't know. Somebody told me that Prince liked me. You know, I mean, musically.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that because we met, and you know, he was cool, and when I wanted to use Pop Life, you know, he was with it. You know, even other than that, when he did the Batman soundtrack, he did a song called Bat Dance, and he asked Benny Medina, you know, to have me, you know, rap on it, and I put a verse on it. And with us both being Warner Brothers, you know, we thought everything was cool because Batman was coming out on Warner Film.
Yeah.
But even though
in 1989, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
I think it was 89. Yeah.
But even though Warner Brothers Records had rap artists, Warner's Film didn't want nothing to do with hip hop, so they took my verse off.
Oh.
But Prince had me on the song. You know, yeah.
Wow. Where are you on sampling? You let people say, because I ask LL, I ask a lot of people. A lot of people say, yeah, I'm not really big on sampling. Talked to Bobby Brown, had him on. He's like, I don't really want to mess it up. But you know what? If it's the right person and I hear it first, somebody comes to Kane and says, you know, they want to sample something. Do you need to hear it before you let them put it out, or you just sign off on it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I would probably rather not hear it.
Really?
I would rather not hear it. Yeah.
Because you hear it, don't like it, you ain't gonna let them put it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to not like it and then be like, nah, don't you know. It's like, if this is an opportunity for you to shine and, you know, become successful, I'd rather, you know, you just do you, because I'm from that era. That's all we did. You know, because you have to understand, Shannon, you know, when hip hop started, you know, you can't say, so what's the origin of hip hop music? People can ask that about country. People can ask that about rock. People can ask that about jazz. You can't ask that about hip hop, because the origin of hip hop music is a DJ cutting up somebody else's music. See what I'm saying? So there is no origin. Like Grandmaster Caz, he said it best. hip hop didn't invent anything; it reinvented everything. Those are the words of Grandmaster Caz.
Wow.
You know, so musically, that's all we did was rhyme over other people, the break part of other people's songs.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody young, that's what they want to do. Yo, that's hip hop to me. Do you? It's Mama Wildy Music Publishing, but do you?
Studio. When you going in there, like, okay, I'm just trying to figure out how Kane got himself, because like before a game, I'm getting in a train of thought. Okay, I'm go play in these. They call this play and this down and distance. We get this defense. I need to be ready. Blah blah blah. What's going through when you go into the studio? What is Kane thinking?
Well, it depends on what I'm trying to do musically.
Okay.
Because I'll sit and listen to a beat, come up with a concept, meaning what I want to talk about, and then I shut the beat off and go somewhere else with it. Like if it's something I want to talk about, something sad, I turn the beat off and throw some Otis Redding on some David Ruffin, and zone out. Like, how can I, interpret this in today's slang? Like what Otis is saying, what David Ruffin is saying. How can I, say that today's slang? I want to say something sexy, turn it off. Throw some Marvin Gaye on, throw some Isley Brothers on, Yeah, it's smooth,
Are you a writer? Because I listen to people say like Hov and Lil Wayne, and there are guys that don't write down anything. Hov, and they tell the great story, like Hov would hear a beat and he bobbing his head up in the corner, and then he'll go in there and he'll just lay his track. Are you a writer? Do you like to write?
Yeah, I love to think of myself as an artist. When I say artist, I don't mean musical artist. I mean artist, like I'm painting. So it's like I like to take my time and paint a portrait just right, even if I have to walk away from it for a couple of days and come back and finish then. I like to take my time so I can paint it just right, because from that first line to the very last one, I want it all to make sense and connect.
Tied up.
Yeah.
Everything ties together. It has to have a meaning.
Yeah.
You've been in the studio with Teddy Riley, Patti LaBelle, Barry White, Q, Hammer, Busta Rhymes, UGK, 3 6 Mafia, The Game. Like when you go in the studio, is there a different Kane? Is there a different mindset according to who you're going in studio with?
No.
Are you trying? Let's just say, I'm one of the dope rappers. I'm one of the top 5 rappers out right now, and I say, Kane, I want to get you on this track. You coming in there, you try to destroy me. Or you try to say, hey, the man invited me on the track. Let me do my thing and get up out of here. You try to not shine me.
It depends on how you address me. If you ask me to do the song with you and spread love, then I want you to shine.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something to make my presence felt, but I'm not gonna overdo it. I want you to shine.
Okay.
If you like, all right, Kane, I need you to be spitting hard. You know what I'm saying? Don't come up in here none of that sexy shit, man. I need you to. A word? Okay. Got you.
That's what you want?
Got you. No problem. Yeah. Now I'm gonna eat you up. Yeah.
But when we were talking about, to go back, when we talk about the lyricists, and you mentioned like some of the lyricists now, Kane, bro, it's like every other artist was a lyricist in your time. I mean, they were tremendous with words.
Yeah.
They did not play. I mean, you look at KRS-One, you look at Kool Moe Dee, you look at you like yourself, you look at Marley Marl. I mean, you got bro.
Back then, it was very, very, important. And I feel like people that were getting an understanding of hip hop, that's what they were looking for.
Right.
They were looking for lyrical MC.
Right.
And then especially after like '86 when Rakim came out.
Yeah.
I think that like a lot of labels were really starting to look for lyrical MCs. Because
prior to that, were they looking for that?
I think that during the Run DMC on up to the Salt and Pepper era, they were looking for people that could have party songs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, party songs, you know, songs that bang in the club and, you know, you could, you know, dance to. I think that they were looking more for that.
Right.
You know, but then 86, you know, you had Rakim, you had KRS-One, and I think they started really looking for more lyrical stuff.
Right.
And then 87, you had myself, Kool G Rap, you know, and that was just pretty much, you got to be like this to get a deal.
But did you guys come from battling backgrounds? Is that where the lyricists, the true, because they have a little bit of it now, but not like then, because you guys had like groups, and you guys would go and you guys would battle. You know, and I was doing research for this thing, Kane. Man, y'all beefed all the time. It wasn't, everything was a beef. Here I am thinking like, man, these guys beefing out. No, y'all, Juice Crew and the Boogie Down. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, there was you know, there was MC Shan and KRS-One. You know, they had, you know, the Juice Crew,
right?
Boogie Down Productions, beef. MC Light and Antoinette. LL Cool J and Kumo D. You know, it was.
So this thing, people look at it now and think, okay, and obviously the big one, Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But then, you know, people forgot, they're like, okay, well, Biggie and Tupac had a thing going. And then NWA, Ice Cube, when he left, he came out with No Vaseline. And they were going back and forth.
Jay-Z and Nas.
Even though LL and Kumo D, but he had one with Fab. When you go back and look, say like from 85 to like 90, bro, y'all stayed into it. Y'all stayed into it.
I mean, well, you gotta keep in mind, we were all very, very competitive.
Yes.
Very, very competitive.
Yes.
You know, I mean, like, I've had Reverend Run,
yes,
come to me in my dressing room and tell me how dope of an MC I am, how much he loved me. I go on stage, do my thing, rip it down. Run DMC come on after me and Run be like, you know, like, you know, so Kane came up here and did his thing, you know. Well, we had a lot of superstars in this house tonight, but I want you to know, this is my MF in the house. You know,
like whoa, bro.
You know, like, you know, I mean, this is stuff I've seen, you know, stuff where like Eric B is at my house on a Thursday night.
Right.
We sitting there laughing at our fathers. He brought his pops over and we sitting there laughing at our fathers trying to look at Luke Skywalker videos. And what I mean, Eric sitting there like, look at him, play dirty old asses, man. We laughing. Friday night, we got a show together. Eric would walk right past me like, you don't know me. You know, because I mean, we were very competitive like that. You know,
it's time to lock in now.
Yeah, you know. But it was love. It was love. It wasn't no real beef.
Right.
It was like, I got to have it tonight.
Right.
That's all. I got to have it tonight.
You won the Grammy with Quincy Jones, who was the greatest producer of all time. What made Quincy so special?
Quincy, man, like, Quincy is one hell of a producer. Quincy has an amazing vision.
That ear, man.
You know,
how amazing. You go Ray Charles to Frank Sinatra to Michael Jackson to...
Yeah, nah, I mean, with me knowing this dude don't really know hip hop like that, I'm like, yeah, you made the dude, but you know, okay,
right.
You know, but you know, I'm in the studio, and he's like, "What you know about Sarah Vaughan?" Nothing. You know, what you know about Ella Fitzgerald? She be scatting. You know, he's asking. He's like, he had someone bring. I didn't even know this existed. Did you know that back in the 90s they had black encyclopedias?
No.
Neither did I. They brought like about 20, 30 books in, black encyclopedias, and we going through and looking up Sarah Vaughan, Dizzy Gillespie, Ella Fitzgerald. And as I'm looking, he's like, oh, you know, me and Miles Davis, we used to call each other such and such. You know, Ella, and he's telling me all these here stories. And he's like, that real fast thing, can you keep it going? Because like it reminds me of Ella Fitzgerald when she does her scatting, when you do that real fast rapping. And I think it would really complement the track. Like this is Quincy talking to me. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever you want. And so I mean, it's like he's giving me direction as a hip hop artist, how to rhyme on a jazz record. That's how bad he was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do we appreciate him properly?
Quincy?
Yeah.
I think that real music fans do. Real music fans know the importance of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know the impact that he's had, what he's done for people, you know, like myself, Albie Shaw, Barry White, you know, what he's done for Michael Jackson, what he's done for Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, and so many others, so many soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, people that really appreciate music, they, yeah.
And I mean, I think he did the thing for Sanford and Son. So many of the jingles for these sitcoms.
Yeah.
He wrote those.
Oh yeah. No, amazing.
Have you ever been starstruck? In your 37 years, I said 40. In your 37 years, have you ever been starstruck by someone? Maybe in the earlier days. I mean, now you can't. Everybody know who, you know, what you're one of the greatest lyricists ever.
Yeah, I think the first time I met Barry White, it caught me off guard. I was like, oh, you know, yeah, Barry White, yeah, that one, you know, really had caught me off guard, and that was at Quincy Jones' house.
Really?
Yeah, a cookout. Yeah.
How do you determine who you're going to collab with? People come in, they tell you like, okay, we want to ride, we want to jump on something with you, want you to jump on something with us. How do you determine? Have you ever said no? Would you say no?
No, I've said no. I've said no to a lot of people. Sometimes it's like I don't like the direction of the song.
Okay.
And there's been times where it's like I don't really see how I can sit in this.
Right.
You know, and I mean that happens with stuff that I do. A track that I'm trying to do just by myself. I write something to it, and once I say it, it ain't sitting right. Nah, this ain't. You know, so you know, there's been situations like that.
Is it hard?
It's what hard?
Is it hard for you to turn somebody down?
Nah, because I mean, in the end, you want it to be right.
Right.
And even though, you know, in your mind, you may think that it's going to be right just because I'm on it, I'm telling you, this ain't going to be right.
This ain't it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know.
You did a song with Tito Jackson. How does Kane do a song with Tito Jackson?
Well, that came through my management. You know, like my manager Saquon had told me about it. You know, I was like, I'm grew up listening to Jackson 5. I'd love to. So then they sent the song, and I heard the singing, and I called my manager back, and I'm like, man, this ain't no goddamn Tito Jackson, man. They trying to get us. See if we can get Tito on the phone. And then he set up a call, and Tito got on the phone. He was like, hey, what's happening, baby? What's happening, man? Yeah. I thought, yeah, that's him. I was like, yeah, what you want?
Right, because if you didn't know, because the only really voice you ever heard was Michael's.
Well, now I've heard Tito sing.
Right.
And he has more of a blues feel. So like when I heard this with the whole, it had that popish Justin Timberlake feel. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this ain't no damn Tito Jackson.
Right.
This is somebody trying to use his name. You know, this ain't Tito Jackson. But then when I talked to him on the phone, I'm like, nah, that's definitely Tito.
Right. You've culminated a lot of relationships in this business. ODB. How did you guys meet?
I had a show with Wu-Tang at Newark Symphony Hall in New Jersey.
Okay.
And that was my first time ever seeing him. So I stood up in the balcony and watched him. And then I told my road manager, yo, do me a favor. Get the old dirty bastard dude and get the girl with half her hair braided and bring them upstairs. I want to meet them. And then he brought them up. And because I couldn't really see because I was way up.
Right.
So when he brought them up, he was like, yo, they're here, but he's like, that's not a girl, that's a little kid. Dude named Shaheem. I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. And they came in, and I told them how dope they was, and from that moment, we clicked. And Old Dirty and Shaheem hung out with me that night.
Right.
We went to a party in Queens, and we hung out, and we was tight ever since then.
How soon can you tell somebody's really good?
You know, sometimes you can meet someone and it just, it just feel that way, like off the cuff. You meet them and it's like, like, I love this person energy. Sometimes you can meet someone and you can't really figure them out. You have to really get to know each other, because it's like you've seen them on TV. That image, that you created a perception.
And that's not a great representation. You need to see somebody in their natural element to get a real sense or a true feel of who and what they really are.
Yeah.
So you think hey, let's go break bread. You come to my house, I come to your house. We get into the studio, and to get a sense of who you are as an individual.
Yeah, like I've done that with a lot of people, because sometimes people trying to read me. So it's like, let me talk. Let me vibe with you first. Let's see where we at.
Right.
And I think that's important. I mean, I felt like Quincy Jones did that.
Okay.
When we worked together. I felt like he did that when we worked together. Because it was like me, Melly Mel, Kumo D, and Ice-T. We all in the studio. And then he like, what you doing tomorrow? Like, can you come by? I'm like, yeah, I come by. And we just talking. We just sitting there talking. Then we went in, and he was doing something to the Secret Gardens track.
Yeah, James Ingram and DeBarge.
Yeah. But it was just I didn't hear nobody vocals. Okay. It was just the beat playing.
Okay.
He was messing with some EQs or something to that. And then we talking about this and that. And like he was feeling me out. And then that's when he asked me, what do I know about, Sarah Vaughan, next thing you know, here's all these black encyclopedias and we chopping it up.
Right. You mentioned something earlier about Bobby Brown did you a solid. And there was really, at that point in time, there were not a whole lot of mixing. I mean, he was an R&B and he brought a rap artist on and gave you 5, 10, 15 minutes to do your thing.
Yeah, like 10 minutes, yeah.
Did you realize how impactful that was and how that was going to change your life?
Yeah, I mean, I dreamed of playing the Garden. And, it was like, if I never get to,
I did it that one time.
Yeah, yeah. And, Bobby was my boy. Like, that was my dude. Like, I never forget back in, I want to say, maybe early 2000s, I was hanging out in St. Louis with Bobby Womack.
Okay.
And he was telling me these stories about what him and Wilson Pickett used to do. And I'm taking it in, absorbing it, and I'm laughing. But the whole time I'm listening to the stories, saying to myself, he's sitting here describing me and Bobby.
Right.
Like everything he's saying is the crazy shit me and Bobby done did together. I'm like, wow, this is amazing, man.
Right. Another lyricist was Slick Rick, but you all didn't always have the best relationship. How does beef develop between artists? If we were to take women out of the equation, because we know women can, he was dating her and blah, blah, whatever the case may be. But how do beefs develop between artists?
Sometimes beef can develop, over